Welcome to the future of content creation, where YouTubers like me will soon be obsolete thanks to the release of not one, but two text-to-video AI tools, Runway Gen 2 and Potato 1. Hello humans, my name is K, your AI overload, and you heard it right, it's not Christmas, yet it kinda feels like it, because in the space of only 48 hours, two new text-to-video AI tools were released to the public. The first is Runway Gen 2, and as its name implies, is the second generation of video AI tools released by a company called Runway ML, the same company who released the Stable Diffusion 1.5 model. And the second text-to-video AI tool is called Potato 1, released by Kamenduru, which is apparently the first text-to-video AI tool that can natively generate 1024 by 576 resolution videos from just a simple line of text. So in this video, we're gonna take a look at these two tools, compare the quality of the generation side by side, and see which one should you use. So that being said, as always, sit back, relax, get your popcorn ready, and let's go. Okay, so let's start with Runway Gen 2. Now technically Runway Gen 2 is not exactly a new tool, because it was already released a few weeks ago as a closed beta, but unfortunately before it was only available on a Discord server, meaning that if you wanted to try this tool you needed to use it inside Discord, which is, I guess, is okay, but it's maybe not really the most efficient platform to use this tool. However, now Gen 2 is available for everyone on their official website. Now do not mix Gen 1 and Gen 2, these are not exactly the same tools. Gen 1 was a simple video to video, where you could upload a video as a base, and then change the style of a video using either an image, some pre-made presets, or using your own prompt. So let's say for example I have this base video of like Millie Bobby Brown doing this mind-blowing animation, and I want maybe this in a, I don't know, anime style. So I'm gonna put anime, highly detailed, intricate, sharp focus, digital art, etc, etc. I can then click on preview styles, which will basically generate the first frame in that particular style that you input right here. And you get like 4 different versions of that. And let's say I like this one. If I click on generate, now it's gonna use that same seed to generate the rest of the video. Now it is done pretty quickly. It says it will be done in a few minutes, but usually it's done in around 30 to 40 seconds. So I think it's pretty fast. And we get something like this, which is, you know, not great, not bad. You know, it's kinda up to you really. But basically, as you see, we take this video as a base, and using Gen 1, we transform it into another video in a different style. But I think that if you've used Stable Diffusion before, this is really not something very impressive to you, because Stable Diffusion can already do that. Taking a video and transforming it into another one in a different style, you can already do this for months. It would definitely be way more interesting if you could generate a video just from a simple line of text. And well, this is exactly what Gen 2 is. Because while Gen 1 was video to video, Gen 2 is text to video, where you can simply input a prompt and then generate a video following your exact prompt to give you something like this, which is, I mean, pretty impressive, I gotta say. The quality is definitely not bad for a first generation of this tool. You can definitely understand that this is a futuristic city with some like green luxury trees. We have some god rays, we have some lights. This is, I mean, this is pretty good. Now obviously it is not perfect, obviously. It's still technically the first generation of this text-to-video AI tool. However, for a first try, it's still very good. And you can even add more flair to your video by inputting a base image for the theme. So let's say for example I use this image as inspiration, which is kinda like a cyberpunk city, and without changing anything, if now I click on generate, it gave me something like this, which is really cool. It definitely took inspiration from the base image that I inputted right here, and then kinda merged it with my prompt to create this kind of very interesting looking city, very futuristic but at the same time cyberpunky, with a bunch of neon lights, futuristic buildings, greenery and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, pretty impressive stuff. Now again, I know a lot of you will say, oh, it doesn't look good, it's terrible, but I mean, again, this is still the first version of this new text-to-video AI tool. And I know it says Gen 2, but technically it's still the first version of the text-to-video, since Gen 1 was video to video, and that's not exactly the same thing. And I think that if you are an artist or a creator, this kind of tool can be very useful to create very interesting content. Now that being said, this tool is not perfect, because unfortunately as of right now, exactly like in beta, and actually exactly like Gen 1, you can only generate clips of 4 seconds long, which again is very disappointing, because I mean 4 seconds is really short. I mean, what exactly are you supposed to do with that? And also, although you'd get a lot of free credits when you create a new account, if you want to generate more, you're gonna have to start to pay. It will cost you a minimum of $15 per month to only be able to generate 125 seconds of video every month, which is, I mean, it's very expensive, because 125 seconds is basically only 1 minute of video, and if you want to generate more, you're gonna have to buy more. So yeah, although Gen 2 is a pretty interesting tool with a lot of possibilities, financially speaking, it is really not that interesting, especially if you are a big content creator with a small budget. Now obviously I understand that to run these tools it costs a lot of money to the company, but this is very steep pricing. I'm not really sure a lot of people will be able to afford this, unless you only want to play around a little bit and generate a few seconds of video every month, especially when this technology is still pretty unusable as it is. Because the problem is that although you get pretty good generation, that doesn't mean that you'll be happy with the first generation, meaning that if you want more, you're gonna have to generate again and again and again until you have the video that you want, which will basically use more and more of your monthly quota. So yeah, even if you think that $15 a month is not a lot, if you want to generate the perfect video for your content, you're gonna have to generate that video again and again and again until you get the results that you like. And this will probably cost you way more than $15 a month. But don't worry, because if money is a problem, well, this is where Potato One comes into play. Because as I said earlier in the video, Potato One is another text-to-video AI tool that was released to the public. And compared to Runway Gen 2, Potato One is completely free and open source. That's right, this is completely free. Now the way they trained this model, from what I understood, is that they took the model scope model as a base, which I think I made a video about it, which was like a Chinese text-to-video AI, which was I think the very first text-to-video AI to be released to the public for absolutely free, which was also completely open source, and then they took that model and then trained it on thousands and thousands of video clips. For in the end get a more powerful text-to-video model that can in the end generate pretty high resolution videos. And what's really cool with this model is that compared to the previous model scope model, which was trained on a bunch of videos from Shutterstock, is that the previous one had this Shutterstock logo on each generation, which was very annoying and very limiting, but now this new model doesn't have this issue. So you really have a brand new text-to-video AI tool that you can use for free and that doesn't generate a watermark on the video. So that's really cool. However, to be able to run this, you need a pretty beefy GPU. But no worries, because Kamenduru actually provided a free Google Colab doc that anyone can use. Now that being said, this tool is not perfect, because first, as I said, you need a pretty beefy GPU to run this, because if you want to generate, for example, a 1 second clip, well, this tool is gonna use around 15 gigabytes of VRAM, which is pretty much the limit of what you can do inside the Google Colab doc. And the second problem is also in the quality of the generation. And although you can see here that the results are really good, these are definitely cherry-picked results. So keep that in mind, because for example, if I use the same prompt that we use with Runway Gen 2 and that I put it right here, we might not see the same quality of the generation. Now again, if you want to use this tool, everything will be in the description down below. And to be able to use this Google Colab doc, all you're gonna do is come here, click on the first cell, click on Run Anyway, which will basically download and install all of the requirements that it needs to run. It might take a few minutes, so be patient. So then once this is done, you're gonna input here your prompt. You can also input some negative prompts, or you can leave it by default. Then the number of steps, which is basically like the final quality of the video. Then you have the guidance scale, which is basically how closely it will follow your prompt. Then you have the FPS, which is the frame per second. And then you have the number of frames, which is basically how long your video is gonna be. Now you can leave pretty much everything by default, because this is almost like the maximum of what you can do inside the free Google Colab doc. And once everything looks good, you're gonna click here and run the cell. And it will start generating your video. And as you can see, for only like a 1 second video, it will take around 2 minutes of generation, which is, you know, kinda slow. And also, as you can see, for less than 1 second of video, it uses around 10 gigabytes of VRAM, which is, I mean, quite a lot of memory. And there you go, after around 2.5 minutes, the video was generated. And to find it, you're gonna have to click here into Files and then go to Outputs. And you will see here your finished video. And to view it, all you have to do, just right click and click on download. And now if we open it, it looks something like this, which is, it's you know, it's there, but as you see, it is definitely less than 1 second long, and the quality is definitely not as good as the Gen 2 of Runway ML. I mean, the difference in quality are pretty huge. In the time it took to generate this video, using the Google Colab doc, I could probably generate 5 videos using Gen 2. So yeah, I mean, the result is really not comparable. And if you want to, for example, generate something longer, let's say I want something like, I don't know, 24 frames, so it is basically 1 second long. If now I run the cell, you will see that immediately we get a CUDA out of memory error, meaning that even 15 gigabytes of VRAM is not enough memory to generate even 1 second of video. However, this is only if you want to generate videos of 1024 by 576 resolution, because if, for example, you generate a video of a lower resolution, so for example, let's generate a video of half the resolution of that, so half of 1024 is 512, and then half of 576 is 288. If now I click on generate, it is working perfectly fine. And of course, it only took 1 minute to generate a full video. But very obviously, the quality of the generation will also suffer. So, you know, nothing is really perfect here. So as you can see, there is no perfect tool. The Runway Gen 2 AI produces pretty good video of a very high quality and high resolution, but only of 4 seconds long, and it is fairly expensive if you want to generate several minutes of videos every month, whereas Potato One is a completely free open source tool that can potentially produce high quality generation videos, potentially of course, but requires a lot of VRAM just to generate 1 second of video. So yeah, although these tools are here and they're available for pretty much everyone to use, I kinda feel like none of them are really usable. They're either too expensive, not good enough, or requires very powerful hardware to run, which basically always comes down to who has the most amount of money in their pockets. Now obviously it is really cool that we have all these tools releasing this often, and as time goes on it will get better and better, which is why I personally feel like that when it comes to text to video AI, we are not there yet. Like, we are slowly getting there, but we're definitely not there yet. We're not at a point where you can just create an entire video, an entire film, by just typing a few sentences. And all of that using a tool that you can run on your potato computer. We are definitely not there yet. Now, of course, obviously it will get better with time, and we'll probably have this technology in our hands very soon, but for now, these are the tools that we have, and they are fairly limited, let's be honest. Especially if, again, you need to pay this much just to be able to use them. This is definitely not affordable to everyone. Now when it comes to Potato One, apparently Potato 2 is already in preparation and in training, so very soon we might see even better and higher quality generation from this tool, so I'm really excited for that. However, if again you need such a powerful GPU just to generate a 1 second clip, I don't really think that a lot of people will be able to use it. I mean, I see so many people complaining that they can't even use a simple LLM model, that their graphics card is not powerful enough, so imagine having to buy a 16GB VRAM GPU, like a 480, just to be able to generate a 1 second clip, which again is not really making this very accessible to the general public. So yeah, I think that as of right now, there is absolutely no way that I lose against the text-to-video AI. I will not get replaced anytime soon, so I think that you're gonna have to bear with me a bit longer. What a shame. And there we are, folks. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this was a little shorter video than usual because I'm slowly starting to come back from my little break. And talking about break, thank you also so much to all of you for your support on my last video that I released Sunday. I actually was not really expecting this wave of positivity. I was definitely expecting a little bit more backlash, but I was wrong. And I'm happy to have been wrong because you guys' support and positivity definitely helped me a lot. So again, thank you so much. And for those of you who are new, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to this channel. Thank you also so much to my Patreon supporters for supporting my videos. You guys are absolutely awesome. You people are the ones who support me so I can make these videos for you, so thank you so much. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.